Hello and welcome to the very first YouTube episode of Modern Expat Magazine. My name is Julian Nevin and I am what I believe a modern expat. So what do I believe modern expats are? Well, when you think of traditional expats, you normally think about a retiree, someone of age who has finished their career and they've moved abroad. However, there's an increasing demand for remote work, remote jobs, and I would say the typical expat now is a remote worker, a digital nomad, someone that can work online wherever, whether they're freelance, whether they're working for a company. So I work all over the place really as a photographer, videographer. I also do some digital marketing, some branding consultation, and the purpose of the magazine is initially focused around Phuket and my life in Thailand, which is where I live. I've been here for nearly 2 years, but I have always had a passion for travel. I went traveling for 1 year in 2013 when I was 22 and 23, and from there I got the travel bug, and I've been very fortunate where I have been able to work all over the globe as a photographer. So this journey and this channel is kind of piecing everything together surrounding travel, lifestyle, modern expat life / digital nomadism, and piecing it all into one. I've always wanted to do, well, I have previously worked as a full-time content creator, but I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel talking about travel. But the thing is, when you limit yourself to a niche, it's hard to break out of that. And I feel like the modern expat lifestyle, where I am living in Phuket but travel frequently to places like Singapore. I've just done 2 months in Bali. I've just got back from a week's holiday in the Philippines. I feel like I can incorporate all of this into the magazine and just share exactly what I'm up to, get other people's stories as well. That's another big thing, not just mine, asking people to come along onto the show, I guess, if you like, and showing people more of Thailand and Asia and the life you can have as a modern expat, and also the ways to get there. There's so many things I want to do, but I've got a vision for the channel, but I'm not limiting myself to anything. I'm trying to keep this as organic as possible. Right now, I am on my rollerblades at Phang Nga Dam, which is this behind me. And I come here with my partner, Jenny. She's Thai. We come here on a daily basis at the moment, trying to get fitter, healthier. It's 5.5 kilometers all the way around from this lovely, smooth, straight road. It goes all the way around the mountains and back. Today, we woke up, we went to Robinson's Mall Talang. And I guess this first episode, I'd like to highlight some of the lifestyle you can have as an expat living in Thailand or anywhere else, because there are other beautiful locations like this globally. But the mall itself, it's equipped with pretty much everything you would want. It's got nice restaurants. It's got your fast food restaurants. You had KFC and the pizza company in there, Taco Bell as well. You've also got your local traditional food up on the top floor, so your local Thai cuisine. And what I like about it, that mall in particular, is it's close to where I'm based in Paklok, and it's cheap, as in Thailand's traditional local price is cheap. So when you're going around that mall in particular, it's not quite the Westfield of London, but it's more affordable. You get good quality food, clean facilities, and like I said, it's just down the road. I wanted to showcase the mall because I feel like a lot of people think Thailand is still this, rundown, third world, poverty-stricken country where you can't have a good quality of life. That's not true. And I would say this mall is actually one of the lower end compared to something like Central Festival near Phuket town. And then we went to B&B Home and the department store. And again, you only need to look at the footage to see that you can pretty much get whatever you want 5 minutes down the road from that mall in terms of, kitchen units, bathroom, plumbing supplies, gardening equipment, absolutely everything you could think of. They have it in that warehouse, that store there, and there's loads of them around. My point being is that when you think about moving abroad to somewhere like Thailand, if you're a family and you're concerned about something like that, or whether you just want those home comforts, you don't need to worry, because Phuket in particular has all of those and more. They have an IKEA as well. You've got internationally recognized brands all throughout Thailand, but on Phuket in particular, which is vastly and quickly becoming the #1 hub to live in Thailand. I would say a lot of that's driven by the war as well over in the Middle East. You can see a lot of people relocate from Dubai over to Phuket. Where it's growing, you've also got a growing infrastructure as well, which is something the Thai government is really good at doing. So they're building a secondary international airport on the north, or just north of Phuket in Phang Nga, just across Saracen Bridge, which is the bridge that connects Phuket to mainland. So you can literally drive onto mainland Thailand. And I think they're investing 325 million Thai baht into the local highways and systems, as well as a brand new hospital up that way. So there's so much to go through, and I can't really tell you all about it now because there is so much. Okay, so we are back from our run/skate. I am preparing fajitas, which we're not going to have a lot of because I'm using the leftover ingredients from the other day. I love fajitas. They're quick, easy and tasty to cook. We've got a bit of a picky dinner tonight actually. We stopped and picked up some northern Thai sausage, and yeah, we decided that we would eat some leftovers from last night and make the use of the last of the ingredients from the fajitas, because the ingredients aren't cheap for some of the different cuisines. If you want to get some of the Thai stuff, of course it's going to be cheap, but it's like, you know, being in the UK, if you want certain things, you know, if you want Thai ingredients, good coconut milk, good Thai paste, then you're going to need to go somewhere that sells it specially, and typically it comes with a higher price. So right now I've just prepared the chicken, the onion and pepper is prepared. We were able to find some ripe avocados. It's not easy to find, it is quite hard, believe it or not, but tops in Talang we found some really good ripe avocados, and I think today or tomorrow would have been the last day to use the avocado that we had left. So we've just got one chicken breast, one avocado, a whole pepper and half a white onion. We couldn't find any fajita mix in Tops the other day. Like I said, there's some things that you can get easy, some things you can't. And today we are just going to be using some cumin powder. And I am looking for a Cajun, right in front of me. So Cajun seasoning, cumin powder, which gives it the smokiness. This has the chilies, the pepper, onion, garlic, and other herbs in there. I don't know if it's got coriander in there as well, maybe. We normally spend around 250 baht per meal, which I would say in today's British currency, you're looking at around £7.50, £8. That's off the top of my head, which is probably about, I don't know, 10 euros or so, 10 US dollars or something as well. So not too bad compared to Western prices. It's definitely not the Thailand that everyone thinks of, and I think that's one of the things that people need to remember is the Thailand most people think of, like myself when I first came in 2013, you could get a Thai green curry for 50 baht, you know, in Phuket where we are, anywhere pretty much in Phuket, you're looking at around 100 baht minimum, all the way up to 150, 180 baht for a really good one in a nice place. So yeah, prices aren't as cheap. Obviously Phuket is more expensive, it's a more desirable place to live. There's a lot more money and wealth here, but you know, across Thailand, it's I think the thing that you notice price-wise more than anything will be accommodation. Having said that, we're based in Paklok in Phuket, which is kind of northeastern. We are literally across the main road from the beach, although the beach nearest to us is all private accommodation, private residence and hotel, so we can't use that one. But we're 30 minutes from away from the airport, and we are not far from Saracen Bridge to get onto mainland, to go to Phang Nga and Khao Lak, which are very beautiful places to go to, especially if you just want a night or two away. That's the other thing as well with living somewhere like here. You know, I'm trying to show the real raw lifestyle. Living here is just like living in the UK in some sense, where it's just the 9 to 5, everyone's working in the week. You know, there are things to do, there is a social community here, but most of the time most people are going to be at the computer working Monday to Friday, or you know, we do have a bit more flexibility because most of the people I know are freelancers and they work for themselves, they have their own businesses. With that said, you know, obviously yes, you might still have the 9 to 5 life, but you are on a beautiful island. When it's not rainy season, we're just coming out of rainy season now, and it's been horrible. So that's something to bear in mind if you are thinking about moving here. But you do have a much better quality of life. Like I said, we go to Phang Nga Dam most days to go for a nice walk. Very beautiful, it's tranquil, quiet. Where we live in Paklok is the more local part of Phuket, cheaper prices for accommodation, and more local being more Thai, which I really like. That's one thing that really matters to me. But again, if you've got kids and you're a family, or you're a solo person, maybe you want something more, in which case Phuket town, Rawai, Chalong is going to be a better bet for you, or Bang Tao. Where we are, we're 20 to 25 minutes on a bad run from Bang Tao. So not too far from Bang Tao, literally on the opposite side of the island. As I mentioned, we've got the airport nearby. And yeah, you can just have a good quality of life. You can make what you want of Phuket. It's got nice luxury restaurants. It's got, little shacks and hawkers if you want that kind of cheap traditional experience. There's loads of night markets. It's got shopping malls. It's got cinemas. It's got nice big hotels, hospitals, the airport, as I mentioned a number of times. So you can really make what you want of it. And I think that's what more people are after now in everyday life. Something that they're not necessarily living beyond their means. They're living comfortably, nice quality of life, lots to do, good community. When the weather's nice, you don't have to spend a ton taking the kids somewhere nice, or just getting out and about if you're an individual like us, over a couple. A healthy budget between two people would be 80 to 100,000. We're paying 23,000 baht per month for our 2-bedroom accommodation here in Paklok. We are the first occupants. It's a brand new house. One thing I do love about this setup, which is not something I ever would have considered in a Western style kitchen, we've got the nice Western style kitchen, and then outside we've got the Thai style kitchen with industrial cooking equipment, which you'll see in a sec. The whole point of this first episode really is just to do an intro, talk more about me and life in Phuket. It's not always down by the beach. It's that holiday feeling, and that holiday honeymoon period does wear off quite quickly once you start living here, and you realize it's just like living anywhere else. But there are massive advantages, being that it's relatively cost effective. You've got a better quality of life. There's lots to do without having to spend tons of money. Like I said, you can go to the beach. There's loads of national parks, waterfalls. You've got the dams. There's so much to do that you don't need to spend money, which is great if you've got kids. Plenty of places to go and play. And if you have got money, or you do want to spend money as a family, as I mentioned, you've got play facilities. You've got cinema. You've got the water park. You've got seaside activities, jet skiing, paragliding, a whole heap of things. And that's one thing that Phuket is popular for in terms of living here and being a base and a home. If I'm being brutally honest, it probably wouldn't be my first choice in Thailand, just because I love the idea of living somewhere like Chiang Mai, where it's a bit more rural, green and quieter. But in terms of what Phuket offers is unique in terms of the rest of Thailand, which is why it's popular. And it's quite a common thing actually that many people agree with, that they wouldn't say it was their number one place in Thailand. But if you've got kids and you're a family, then it's a great hub and place to base yourself. And remember, the airport is an international airport. I, this week, just got back from a week in Siargao. I actually went to Singapore first to meet my colleagues. Then we got flights together to Cebu and then Siargao. So if you are planning on living in Phuket, one of the best things about living in Phuket is you've got islands nearby. You're obviously on Phuket, which has some nice, beautiful hotels. And if you're a bargain hunter, or you just want a nice, quick getaway, you can stay in a nice hotel or a nice location not far away for about 20 to 30 pound a night. You can probably get a 5-star hotel every now and then for that price. And that's the other side of a life that you can have here in Phuket. you can make it like a holiday. You don't necessarily need to stay at your house. You can go away and drive for an hour or two, go to Phang Nga, or if you want to go to Krabi, I think it's about an hour on the boat, something like that. I haven't actually done it yet, but it's not expensive. It's relatively cheap. I couldn't give you prices, but it's cost effective. So you can go and stay in Krabi for a couple of nights. Phang Nga is beautiful, and so is Khao Lak. Khao Lak is the up and coming place. A lot of development is taking place up there right now.